Hello, and welcome to the Rockpile library orientation video. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through the library, showing you how to navigate the library, some of the useful tools that are at your disposal, some of the resources that you can access. And then we'll also look at the curriculums and courses and how the actual training materials are structured within the library so that you can get the most out of your experience. So to start with, the library is located at library.myrockpile.com. You can see I'm already at that URL and I've already logged into the system. Once you log into the system, you're going to be taken to this learner dashboard experience that we see here. And along the top, you've got some quick links to some useful functions, some other useful Rockpile functions. So we could, of course, go to the Rockpile community if we needed to. We could potentially create a support ticket if needed, or we could jump to the Rockpile Solutions website. The catalog and store we'll come back to in a little bit, but for now, just know that that's where that's located. Beneath that, we have a quick resume function. That's what this big square is, my cursor's over. This will jump you back into whatever you were last in. So for example, if you were taking a training course and you had to stop halfway through for whatever reason, and you come back the next day and you want to pick up where you left off, you can click this quick resume icon or tile, and that'll jump you right back into the section that you left off in. So you can just pick up right where you were at and continue on. To the right, we can see a scrolling wheel or a scrolling bar that shows you, if you're registered for live training events, like I've got this example, MyRockpile library training created for November 29th. As a user, I'm registered for that training. And so I can see that's coming up. Beneath that, I can see featured courses. So any courses that are new are probably going to be featured, or anything else that I might find relevant for the library or for users in general. I might feature the course for a while. So you can see courses that are actually being featured by us as Rockpile listed in the featured area. And then as you consume content in the library, it's going to start to build this recommendation list for you of things that it thinks you might want to interact with, or trainings that you might want to attend. Beneath that, we can see the courses that I have, or my courses. So this is any courses that I have access to are listed here. And we could see the name of the course and the curriculum. These are all curriculums that we see listed here. And if we jump into a curriculum, so I'll just jump into, let's do site data prep. Within the curriculum, there's multiple courses, and that's how the training content is structured in the library. The content is structured in a way that you start at the top and work your way down, and that will kind of take you from the beginning steps of the workflow into more advanced steps or maybe edge case details. There's also supplemental materials down below. We can see there's a supplemental materials group here, and beneath that has courses that don't really fit into one bucket or the other, or one curriculum or another. They're broadly useful, or it's information that is useful no matter what specialization you're working in. And so you'll get some supplemental materials depending on what curriculum you're enrolled in or you're actively attending. If we click into a course, you'll notice that we get this pop-up window. This is going to give us the overview of what the course contains, or what's going to be covered in it. We could go to lessons, and we only have one lesson here because these are all video trainings. But we also have the resources tab here, which is important. If we want to download the content or the data for this class so that we can work alongside as we watch it, we want to come to the Resources tab and hit Download. This is going to download a zip file that contains all of the example files for that training. Then we can say Start. And this is going to bring us into the training itself. And you'll see that there's a list of index points within the training on the left-hand side. And, if you want to just start at the beginning and watch the entire training, you just start at the top, hit play, and then it's going to automatically cycle it as it completes. It's going to cycle through to the next index point until it gets to the end. You'll also get green check marks next to indexes that you've already watched or completed. And so you can see I've already watched the intro, and so I have a green check here, but I haven't watched anything else, and so those are all missing the check. So that can help you keep track of what you've watched and what you haven't. And additionally, you can use this as a reference guide, or you can use the library content as a reference guide. I think everybody has probably taken a training at some point where they didn't use the information they learned in the training for, maybe 6 months, and then it becomes a little fuzzy on how to do what you were trained on. If that happens, you can always jump in, go to the index point that you're struggling with, watch that 5 or 10 minutes of content, and then get back to work. Beneath that, you can also see that we can access the resources down below here as well. So if we didn't get it on the pop-up window and we need to grab it here, we could do it down here as well. So that's the courses and the curriculum structure. One of the additional things that I want to show you while we're inside of the curriculum here is we can click the little dots next to a course, and we can either pin the course or we could share the course. Now, if you're going to share the course with someone, they have to have access or a subscription to the training content. You can't share outside of, or you can't share the content with somebody that doesn't have a account with the library. Otherwise, they won't be able to view it. But if you have a team of people in your organization that have training library access, and you found a video useful for something that your team is working on, you could share that content with the team by using the share function. The pin option allows you to pin courses. And so let's just do this real quick so that you can see it. So I pinned a course here. We can also pin curriculums up here at the top. So if we wanted to pin the entire curriculum, we could click this pin at the top right-hand corner. But if we want to do individual courses, we hit the 3 little option dot on the right-hand side of the course itself. And then if we go back to the learner dashboard, you can always get to the learner dashboard by clicking the Rockpile Solutions icon in the top left-hand corner. Clicking that, again, brings us back to the dashboard. And you'll see that now that I have a pinned course, that is located here. And so if I need to get back to that pinned course quickly, I can just click on it there. And so the pinned courses, if you're going through the training content and you're like, this was a really good training, I want to be able to refer back to this one quickly, you can go ahead and pin it, and that way you've always got quick access to it right up here. Beneath that, we have the recommendation list here as well. This is just a much bigger example than what you get in this window over here that we talked about earlier. And we get a much more extensive list on this one. So that can give you some recommendations on based on what you've been viewing of what you should watch. And then beneath that, we have some Rockpile resources. This area may change as I'm still working on it, but anything that I deem useful as a resource will be accessed down here. And so the free content that we provided in our old LMS will be accessible through the Rockpile tool videos. And they're not all up here yet, so you can see that we've got a couple here. We've got just the general data prep toolbox and modeling toolbox for the RPS tools. So if you wanted to go in and watch one of those videos that were free in the old system, we can access that there. If we close out of here and go back, we also have Rockpile templates. That's going to give you access to things like the Rockpile menu ribbons, the project templates, materials libraries, things like that. Anything that we want to provide to TBC users in general, we can give you quick access to those through the templates icon. And then we've got Rockpile reference guides, which you'll see I've put some examples for DOT design manuals, detailed drawings, and standard specs, so that you can get quick access to that. We're going to put up the DOTs that we interact with. So currently I just have the Montana DOT, but I'll be putting up some additional DOTs in there as well. And I'll continue to build this out over time as I find new information that I think is broadly useful to everyone. I'll put it up here on the library so that the library can really become kind of a one-stop shop, if you like, for TBC and information related to TBC. So that's an overview of the Rockpile library. I hope you found that useful, and